Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's episode is a little different. I wanted to share this moment with someone who's been walking this journey with me, not just in business, but in life in general. Today I have a special guest that's joining me, and I'm excited to introduce him. This is my partner, my best friend, and my husband, Rico.
Hello, podcast friends.
And today we're talking about what it looks like to trust God when the progress feels slow,
Exactly.
especially when you're building something new, whether it's personal, spiritual, or even a business.
Oh yeah. So this one something reminding me. God does not rush things.
Hmm.
He just builds things,
Right.
and it's like he it's like it almost seems like it's gonna be slow, but it does not mean we're gonna be stuck.
Right.
It does not mean that we're gonna fail.
Right.
It means God is laying a foundation for us.
Exactly.
You get what I mean? He laying he building something strong for us. So, when you lay a foundation, first you like when you build a house,
Right.
you gotta lay the foundation, right?
Mhm.
So that's what God is basically doing. He laying the foundation for us.
Mm.
And then if you trust in him
Yeah.
and trust in his vision,
Mm.
he'll walk us through
Right.
the waiting process. So that's basically what he's doing. He's just laying the foundation for us.
Yeah. I like that. And I'll be honest, I thought planning a new business, it would feel like really exciting all the time. Every day it's like, oh, this is moving, this is going in the right pace. Everything is falling into play. I imagine momentum, clear
Hmm.
steps,
Right,
obvious signs that we're moving forward.
right,
But this season has been quieter than I expected.
right.
There are some days where, as I said before, I pray about it, I plan for it, I write things down, and it still feels like I'm still standing in the same place.
It's gonna seem like that.
Yeah.
But remember what I said, he laying the foundation
Right.
and just put your trust in God. Things gonna work out eventually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like I said, like you can't build a house
Oh,
without the foundation.
yeah. Without a sturdy foundation.
So remember, we are not behind and we are not alone. God is still with us.
Yeah.
Just remember that and stick with that plan.
Yeah.
Stick with that vision.
Hmm.
That God gonna work things out for us.
Yeah.
So just keep your trust and your faith in God.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Thanks, babe. In those moments, I started questioning myself like, am I moving too slow? Am I doing enough? Did I really hear God's vision clearly? I know faith, like you said, I know faith means trusting Him even when the results aren't visible. But when you trust God quietly in the waiting, I must admit, I will admit, that part has stretched me more than I expected.
You're gonna go through that. I understand that. You're gonna go through the stressful part.
Hmm.
But remember, keep your faith. And then sooner or later, you're gonna be all right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's true. I like that. And I like how you said He doesn't rush the foundation. And I think, you know, some people feel like slow moments don't they look like failure, but from my perspective the slow moments don't look like failure. It looks like God is being careful, and He is. I think sometimes we assume that progress has to look fast or it has to look loud in order for it to be real, but again, and I like what you said, don't rush it, just be patient and trust God. If something is going to last, it has to be built the right way, right? Exactly what you said. I like that. And if God trusted us with this vision in the first place, I believe He'll walk us through the waiting that also comes with it. And I like how you said slow doesn't mean that we're stuck. It does not mean that we're behind, but it means that God is still involved. I like that. That's a good point that you made.
So remember, slow. It does not mean we stuck. It does not mean we failed. It means that God is working things out for us.
That's good. That's really good. That's really so. What would you say to someone that's feeling discouraged right now?
What would you say? Be patient.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's good.
And keep your faith. And sooner or later, God gonna work this out for you. You just gotta be patient with God and put your trust in Him.
That's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need all the answers right away. You don't have to see all the results super fast to know that God is working. So that's really good. I'm glad we had this conversation. So if you're listening and you're building something new, whether it's a business, whether it's a dream, even a fresh start on something, and the progress feels slower than you hope, we just want you to know you are not alone. Sometimes the quiet seasons aren't empty. They're just intentional. So, I mean, if I could give you a personal perspective about it, like I said before in the previous podcast, sometimes sometimes I think about it and I question God. And I know a lot of people go, oh, if you're in faith, you shouldn't question God. But sometimes and it's not so much me questioning him that's challenging him, but it's me questioning him like, Lord, did I miss something? Did I miss something that you told me? Am I out of alignment with your word? But I think that's when your faith is truly tested because in the quiet moments,
Exactly.
you can't allow all the doubt, all the negativity, and you can't look at what's not happening and let that determine what's supposed to happen.
You're going to go through that.
Yeah, and a lot of entrepreneurs or, you know, couples that are building something together, anyone trusting God in the in between, it's so easy to feel like this is not going to work out. But you have to understand that God still works in the quiet season. You know?
You're going to walk you through it. Just wait on the Lord.
Yeah.
And He will see you through it.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're in the waiting season, personally or spiritually, or even in business, yeah, this conversation is definitely for you. Building something new it doesn't always feel exciting. It feels anxious. It can be discouraging sometimes. It can be uncertain and heavy. So I'm glad you guys joined me and my husband Rico in this episode, as we talk openly about trusting God when business progress feels slow and the waiting stretches your faith. This is just a gentle reminder that slow seasons are often intentional and you're not alone in them.
So, Shanika, just remember, be patient.
Yeah. God
is still with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. I'm glad you guys joined us in this heartfelt conversation. I'm glad you listened to us and allowed us to explore this with you. Thank you for walking this journey with us. It really means a lot.
And I love you all, podcast friends. And I'll be with you. You're gonna hear more of me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, as this thing go along, you're gonna hear more of me involved in it.
Yeah.
This is really fun. I love this.
Yeah, we get to talk to our followers, our listeners, just to encourage people that we're new at this journey. This is the beginning. This is the building stages of our cafe. This is a little bit of the behind the scenes that people don't share. You see these business owners and you think, oh, they got a business, they got it all going together. This is just us telling you this is what happens in the quiet, still moments. This is what happens as we're building the foundation and as we're waiting for God to move. So if you're listening and you're wondering why is this progress going so slow, just be patient. As Rico said, just be patient. Thank you for sitting in this moment with us. If this episode spoke to you, feel free to share it with someone. Feel free to comment. Let us know what you're thinking. Ask us any questions. We're also going to be presenting a Q&A moment. So if you have any questions that you want to ask us, feel free to ask us as many questions. It doesn't matter what kind of question it is. There's no question too big or small. feel free. We're going to open up a Q&A podcast where we're letting all of our listeners join us and ask us the questions to kind of get to know us a little bit more. We'll also be sharing video podcasts, so stay tuned so you can see the faces behind RNS Cafe Journey. So we look forward to connecting with everyone. Again, if this episode spoke to you, feel free to share it. Who's trusting God in their own waiting season? And as always, God is still with you. We love you. We thank you for sharing your time with us. We hope that you enjoyed this moment, and we'll be back soon. See you guys in the next podcast.
God bless you.